Okay, so I'm going to try something a little bit different this time when I do this. Let's see what happens if I grab the whole outside edge of the ear, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit extrude, Control E. Okay, and I'm just going to switch from local to global. Extrude this back a little bit. Here, I'm just going to make this big. I also noticed that I didn't put the little channel box on the side, so people will be confused. Okay, cool. Okay, now once I do this, this area here should be kind of flush with the side of the head, so I'm just going to deselect... Get that stupid thing out of here. Deselect some of this. Okay. I might even deselect that one. Okay, so these are all still selected, so I can go ahead and hit Control E again, and I can switch from local to global. Pull this back a little bit more. Scale it in. Okay, I'll pull it back this way. Yes, over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit G and I'm going to extrude again. I switch from local to global, and let's put on one of the scale tools. There, and scale it all out. When I scale it out, it kind of comes to this oblong shape. I've noticed if you do this, you rotate it first. No, I guess that's not working, is it? No, I'd have to do something like switch to my R, my rotate or my scale tool, and then I can go back and I can rotate it back. So it's kind of keeping some kind of parallel lines, something like that. Okay, cool. So now we're kind of getting to a spot where I want to try something a little bit different. I'm just going to move some vertices around here a little bit, do some quick nudging, grab this and pull this over. Actually, maybe while I'm doing this, here's another little trick. If I hold down the tilde key, the key underneath the escape button, if I hold that down and I left click, whoop, I can pull points around without actually having to select them. And I find this handy. Okay. And see, I have to select, then move. But if that was just sitting over here and I had nothing selected, I just hold down tilde, I click and I grab it and move it a little bit and nudge it and wiggle it and slap it over here. And I find that handy. Just depends upon my mood. Sometimes I forget about it. Just kind of pull little vertices along. Okay. So, actually, just one second. This one should come out this way a little bit. Okay, because I'm going to be kiting like a fiend in here. And let's just pull this ear. I'm just going to go and hit my center pivot button. And pull this over here. Let's go to the front view. And I'll... Okay, and I'll go in here and I'll grab a vertice. Okay, I've had enough. Let's go and put back on this other one. Okay, and I'm just going to go and hit B and get my soft selection going, and somehow I turned that off again. Okay. There, I'll pull that out, and I'll pull this out, and I make the ear look more organic. Okay. Let's take this and push this in a little bit, push that in a bit. Okay, let's take a look. What does that look like? Eerie. If I hit 3... Damn it! There we go. So there's the ear and the face, and then here's the part that I want to try. It's a little bit different. Let's go back and I'm going to hit 1 as I'm doing this. And take this. I'm just going to hit 1 as well. I'm going to grab this edge. And let's go to the side view. Whoop! And I'm just going to turn off soft selection. And I'm going to hit... let's put on wireframe on shaded while I'm doing this so I can kind of look at this. And I think that line kind of matches up there someplace. I'm just going to take this edge. I'm going to go in and hit Control E. And I'll extrude. And... what time are we at? 4. Okay, good. And I'm just going to hit G, repeat the last tool command. Get this stupid thing out of here. And okay, see, all this crap right here is right over here. So it's like, why? Who does this stuff? Is there a way to just turn this off? Stupid. And okay, I'm just gonna keep hitting G, and I'm starting to line up this with this one. And oh damn it! Somehow I guess because I was farting around with this, I lost my G, so I have to hit Control E again to extrude. And why won't it do that? Control E, and it's giving me a warning. It says I have to select a component, so somehow I deselected the edge. That's why it's not happy. Okay, and so then I'm thinking this edge is going to line up with that one. This one is going to line up with that one. And I'm pretending that he's got a shaved head. I gotta actually, yeah, we'll say it's down here. Keep getting distracted by this big bunch of hair. I'm gonna say that's something a bit more. So, actually, you know what? This one might work better if that's that one, and then this is this one. And then if I go back here to edge, and I'll keep extruding. And I'm just kind of trying to match top and bottom. I'm going to see if this works a little bit better. This is just something that might make life easier later. Okay, and I'm just going to stop right there. And I noticed that as I was going, he's getting a strange rut down the top of his head. That's like that, actually, when you take his hair off. Let's take this and I'll move this down a wee bit. And let's pull this forward a wee bit. There. And here, I'm just going to pull some of these edges out a bit. I just grabbed every other one. You don't have to grab every edge in the line. Okay. So, that's working out. And I'm kind of curious, if I take this and this, and I combine them, so I'm just going to go mesh, combine. Tell me that's some, okay, great. When I combine them, the other half disappears. Okay, cool. And I'm just going to go Alt-Shift-D and delete the history, so there's no history remaining. And let's just do a little bit more straightening over here. If I'm on vertices, I can just go in and kind of, if I'm on the move tool, there I can, okay, and for some reason it's only hooked on the x-axis, so if you hold down tilde and you click and you drag, why aren't you working suddenly? Okay, screw it. And I'm going to get my append out. And I'll append from here to, say, this one. It's going to hit G, repeat the last tool command. Okay. Something's a little bit funny and laggy. Then, let's see what happens. So I grab this edge ring and split. I'm thinking about how that lines up there. And what is it? This one, this edge loop here, it needs to push in a bit. I don't know how this is gonna, if I really like this or not. Just seemed like an interesting idea. You know what? I like my sphere thing better. maybe I should have done this a little bit differently as I'm selecting these edges. Maybe this one should have gone up to this one here. Yeah, just tried something different, just for fun. And if you're not satisfied with this one, check out the other videos. You'll find that I did it with a sphere, half a sphere, and it kind of works out fairly well. But let's just see. This has been kind of easier to merge these two things together. And then if I go and I pop in an edge loop, actually when I use the edge loop, I'm going to use the insert edge loop tool. And I'll pop these in. And then that means that if I go up here to the poly split ring, I can change it so that the insert with edge flow is on. And I'll grab the other one. Make sure you go to the move tool. By the way, I had the insert edge loop tool on. I turned it off so that I can get into this menu. Otherwise you can't get into it. And let's see, how does that look? Yeah, I don't know if I'm sold. Okay. But then I could, you kind of see these ones append together. Right? You start seeing these patterns. Boop. And I'll hit G and repeat the last little command. Come on, you bastard. Oh, something's crashing. I'll come back in a minute. I'll pause. Okay, I got the bastard back. So let's try it again. And what the hell's this crap here? Custom. Okay, let's append myself. Okay, and let's see, we get to there. What am I thinking? A little bit on the laggy side. And I'm just going to hit enter and maybe get the multi-cut tool. Pop a line in here. And I'm thinking about how this is going to join up here and here. Okay. Again, some of these things I can get away with sculpting and changing them. And I'll say that's good enough for now. And also, too, you know, like if I get these straight lines from inserting an edge loop sometimes, like these ones here, I can go in and just hit the edit edge flow, and it kind of, well, this one here didn't do such a great job, but sometimes it'll round them out kind of nicely. Okay, great. And I'm going to get here and I'll just hit, let's go ahead and hit fill the hole. What am I doing? Shift, right click, and fill holes right there. Okay, and then I get my multi-cut out again. I'll cut my way across here. Here. And I'll cut my way down here. And I can do that. And what if I cut from here to here? There. And I'm not sure if I'm crazy about how this is working right here. Okay, and if I go in, I can take this edge here. Come on, you bastard. Take that one, and I'm just going to go in and collapse them. And I'll just hit G and collapse that, Then I can just kind of delete that out of there. Actually, you know what? No, let's not do that. Actually, I liked how it was looking better. I've got more options here. So... okay. Yeah, and we can fill that shape out a bit later. How do I want to deal with this? If I go in... actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little line, I'm going to take it up in here. Get some more forehead action up here. And as I get up to about here, what if we went like that, and we split off? Come on, you bastard, again! Arr! For the love of God, just cut. There we go. Okay. And that does give me quads, and I'm happy. Okay. I might even move that further up into the hairline under this big whoop. Here, I could have moved that up further, but I'll leave it for now. Okay, and also as we're modeling here, I'm just going to get rid of the history. I should save this file, save scene as. And what do I got? I've got too many of these, and let's just go and call this Trump New 2. Okay. So, now I'm going to stop this because that's the ear and the cranium, and then we'll try and get the rest of this in the next video.